Okay, so we are looking at the GIF editing assignment today. So, in our class summary for today for AVP, what's past due? Oh, let's just talk about my setup in the gradebook. Everything from last 6 weeks I've labeled first 6 weeks, so you can clearly see that's first 6 week stuff, so it shouldn't get in your way. I left the team meet stuff. We may end up changing those links and stuff depending on how teams change up, but it's there for now. Frequent reference is stuff that you may want to refer back to. A lot of it right now is stuff that is helpful for people in person, like how to import shots, initialize the battery, and the notary form. Some how-to resources and stuff also may be useful for you. This AVP assignment so far is the one where you should check to see what assignments have been graded for the 6 weeks that are still due, still expected to have a grade. This is always going to stay in here, the one that's majorly affecting your grade. So we got that. Let's see. Oh, the past due section is where I move anything after I've graded it, and I don't want the new assignments to get mixed up with the old assignment. It's going to be in the past due section. I'm always just going to push it to the top of the past due section, so you can look there for the past due assignments. The class summaries. Each day I do a summary. When it's the day of class, you're going to find it up in the top with all the assignments for the day up in the top. But after that, it moves down to the class summaries section, so you can always check back in that one spot to find class summaries. Now, what we're doing today. Vixia spec sheet is the thing assigned last time, so that's past due. So get that done. But today, intro to the GIF editing assignment. I have this GIF short movie playlist here, which tells you basically the whole thing, all about the assignment. And I've highlighted in yellow where there is an assignment that you're going to need to turn in. So I've told you guys before, yellow means I need to do something in response. You don't do something in this document, but there will be assignments like this posted, connected with this, posted in Google Class. Those are 3 assignments that you'll have along the way to getting this done. The last one, of course, is getting it done. So, I have the 3 assignments queued up. I may hold off on posting 1 or 2 of these just because I want you to do them in order. But anyway, here's what we're going to try. I'm going to tell you about the assignment, and then you're going to need to submit a story map. You're going to start hunting and saving GIF files and media. So let's talk about the assignment. Okay, I'm excited about this assignment because it's a way to learn video editing without having to get the shots. So we had something over the cameras, we got some shots, we've done that, but now it's time to just check your editing skills, separate from having to shoot. Let's look at what you can do with editing. We've talked about story before. You're going to need a story because a story makes a good show, something good to watch. So you're going to need a story. So you're going to need what's going to be called a story map. And you're going to have a script so you know what should be said in the video or how things should go. And then you're going to make your story up, not of your own shots, but of GIFs. GIFs are small files, which is just a series of, 2 to 16 pictures that play back to back, and so it looks like the picture moves. So you'll take little GIFs and stick them together to make a movie. Kind of cool. And it doesn't need to be a long movie. Short movie, please. If I see like 3 minutes from everybody or 4 minutes from everybody, I don't have time for that. So 1 minute really is all I'm looking for. It needs to be edited. It needs to be exported and turned in. So that's a key factor that I'm going to need to bring out to you. You can't turn in the project file because I won't be able to see it if I don't have your program or if I don't have the files attached to it. So you need to turn in the export. So we will talk about exporting. Let's look at some examples first so you can see what we're doing. Now I know this is getting a little bit long. I planned to look at these examples in class. But you know what? I'm uploading this to YouTube. So for copyright purposes, I won't play the examples. So the examples, there are some good examples in here, and I'm going to try to put them in this assignment so that you can see. Where should they go? Yay. Okay, they all link. So you can now see the examples. But anyway, some of them are good at story. Others are good at editing. Kind of like Mr. Corsi said, some schools are really strong in story, some schools are really strong in editing. Since we aren't very familiar with editing, try to focus on making sure you have a good, clear story in there. And we will build on our editing through the year so that that gets even better. But as I watch these examples, I'm looking for, is there a story I can follow? Can you try to explain what's going on with the connections of the scenes? Sometimes, since they're a series of GIFs, the characters are going to change, and so it's a little hard to follow, but you want to be able to follow a sequence in the story. And then with editing, in some of those examples, there are some spots where it's like, wait, that was a weird cut, or there's just a black spot. You don't want just black in your video for no reason. So you need to make sure that the edits run well together. I'll talk to you more when you meet with me in person on that. So the story map is an assignment in Google Class, and it's a PowerPoint. It's a 2-page PowerPoint, so don't forget the second page. The first page is just trying to break down your basic story. What's the beginning, what's the middle, and what's the end going to be? That's a nice, easy setup for a GIF assignment, because as you search for the GIFs, you may find that you're going to have to change your story a little bit because you aren't finding the perfect GIF to depict this, like I've noticed when I tried mine. But you also need to make sure you're clear on who your characters are, what your setting is, and there needs to be a problem and solution in your story. So this is a great way to lay out your plan. But once you have your plan laid out, you turn back to the story script on the next page, and then try to give a detailed sequence of events. This happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. It doesn't need to be, quote, this person says, as detailed as that. Just what happens in what order. So you guys know that I like the Khan Academy recommended structure for building a story because it has all the main plot points. So like that, once there was, every day, but then, and then, and then, until finally, and now, basically is how it ends. So if you can just fill in the blanks for these, you can easily build a story that has a beginning, middle, and end. The characters will come across in this. You'll figure out the setting based on this, and the problem and solution should be coming out in the but then and the until finally. I think this is good for identifying plot points for English as well. So I recommend using our basic Khan Academy structure to get your story built, and then finding these pieces from that. Then that basic Khan Academy structure, that is your script, basically. You can just copy it and paste it back there. If you're actually going to say these things, you probably want to change up the lead-in words just so it doesn't sound like so obvious. I have an example that I will share with you when you meet with me. In fact, we could try to come up with another example together and start trying to hunt down GIFs to see how this will go. But then it's your job to create your own story map. Try to base it off your interests, off a scene that you want to make, because I want to remind you that this is your audition assignment for who you're going to be grouping with. You know, originally I was saying for the rest of the year, but we're going to have to see how this works. The in-person, face-to-face, can we make a cohesive group where everybody's doing their part? If not, we may drop it after one assignment and just say, sorry, if you're not in person, you're going to have to try to get your assignments taken care of on your own because we aren't able to coordinate the in-person and distance learning. But if it works out, we may get to keep this going through the year, and I'm hoping it works out. So it's your audition assignment to figure out who would be interested in being on your team and whose interests do you guys share. So this assignment will lead you to know better. Are you more interested in the camera work, the scripting, or the editing? There's no camera work in this assignment, but we've had camera work assignments in the past. You will be able to share that with the other people who may be interested, and you guys are going to have some chat time, discuss time, figure out who you want to group with, and we'll set up groups and see how that goes. But if you do not submit an assignment for this, that will tell the other people that maybe I'm not interested in grouping with this person because they didn't produce a product and I need somebody who I can count on to finish. So it is a group audition. You have until Friday. Well, okay. If you are A day, you have until Thursday of next week. If you are B day, you have until Friday of next week, which gives you 3 whole class days to get this accomplished. So let's get it done. I'll talk to you more about the export aspect of it when we get closer into the editing, and I'll talk to you more about the import and arrangement in editing as well. And I look forward to seeing what you guys can do on this. It's very exciting to me, and I hope you're excited about it as well.